Per reports by trusted ESPN insider reporter Diana Rossini, the Pittsburgh Steelers are expected to heavily pursue quarterback Sam Darnold to be the starting quarterback next season of the team, and will offer him a contract on day one of free agency. The tampering period starts tomorrow at noon, and the Steelers will offer him a contract, per reports. This is major news because everything we heard of the Pittsburgh Steelers rumors so far has been that Justin Fields and or Russell Wilson will be the starter for the Pittsburgh Steelers next season, and the Steelers are expected to re-sign one of those guys. But no, right now, it was just reported within the last few hours that Sam Darnold will be offered a contract tomorrow at noon by the Pittsburgh Steelers to be the next quarterback of the team. This is very interesting, but before I get more into the report and the quote by Diana Rossini, make sure you subscribe to this channel and turn notifications for everything Pittsburgh Steelers updates as we head into free agency tomorrow. Every new addition, everybody we lose will be reported on this channel with analysis and highlights, so make sure you stay tuned and turn notifications. Now, let's get right back into it. So, Diana Rossini, a trusted ESPN insider and reporter from the NFL, and she just reported on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And to read directly what she said, her quote, she tweeted this out. She said, "The Steelers are expected to make an offer to pending free agent Sam Darnold per sources. Many around the league believe Sam Darnold will wind up in Seattle, but Pittsburgh is doing due diligence on any potential options ahead of the new league year." End quote. So, when you look at that report, that means it's either between the Seattle Seahawks or the Pittsburgh Steelers. And the fact that the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to offer Sam Darnold a contract means that they believe in him to be the quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers next season. And this is because you're looking at how much he's going to make. He's going to make well over $30 million a year. Looking at what he just did last season for the Minnesota Vikings. And you're not going to pay someone that much money if you don't believe in them to be the starting quarterback of your team. So obviously, her reporting that Sam Darnold will be offered a contract by the Steelers, it's going to be a significant one. And one that he may have to think about in terms of which is a better position for him to be in as a quarterback, with the Seattle Seahawks or with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So it's to have to make him think of his decisions, but this report alone shows the Steelers have belief in him to be the next quarterback. And this also throws out other rumors in like, hey, do the Steelers rather prefer Sam Darnold over Justin Fields or any other quarterback available? You have to start thinking about that. But let's just look at this report by Diana Rossini about Sam Darnold and the contract offer that the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to offer him. They have to get in on this right away, because the opening tampering period starts at noon. And if the Pittsburgh Steelers don't offer him a contract right away, Seattle Seahawks or some other team may jump in. So the fact that the Steelers are in on this right away makes it at least interesting that the Steelers are interested in Sam Darnold. You look at what he's been doing for the last season, and he led the Vikings to a record of 14-3. No one would have expected Minnesota Vikings to be anywhere close to one of the best teams in the NFL. But that's exactly what they were last season. They were one of the best teams in the NFL the whole regular season. Yes, they didn't perform how they wanted to during the playoffs, but the fact that the Minnesota Vikings, they drafted J.J. McCarthy out of Michigan to be the starting quarterback and the future of the franchise. And then he went down with injury, and Sam Darnold, a veteran in this league now, after being a high draft pick by the Jets, going to San Francisco, flying around the league. Someone like him was just supposed to be a backup quarterback, but he was moved up to the starter once J.J. McCarthy went down. The fact that he was able to step in and lead this team to a 14-3 record, and leading this team not just being a game manager, but a game difference maker, is a huge thing. Because now he's earned a spot in this league and shown what he's capable of being in the right system. So Sam Darnold, him taking over, has led to him having a new contract offer and a potential starting spot in this NFL league next season. And that's what he'll get, either with Seattle per reports or by the Pittsburgh Steelers. But he will be offered a contract. So looking at Sam Darnold, just doing some background information on him and looking at his stats from last season. He put up 4,319 yards. That is a lot, with 35 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. He put a passer rating of 102.5. Those are amazing numbers for someone you did not expect to do that. You look around the league, and in certain situations that a quarterback is put in, sometimes they don't perform well. And that's what it was for most of his career. But the amazing part is he found a home in Minnesota, a right situation, and he was able to do incredible things. So those numbers don't happen mistakenly. It happens because of the system, but also it happens because of what he's able to do and what he's capable of doing as a quarterback. So him being the next quarterback of the Steelers could be good, but you have to think of the bigger picture. So my whole thing with the Steelers quarterback situation this whole time has been, are they going to go a veteran route and get a guy that can lead you to a Super Bowl right away? Is there a guy out there that can do that? And that's what they believe Russell Wilson can do. And that's why they went that decision and that route last season instead of Justin Fields. But my thing has been, are you going to have that guy could lead you to a Super Bowl right away? Or are you going to go a younger route and get a guy you could develop and see what he could be in a system and see what he could do as a young guy growing in this league? And Sam Darnold is a guy who is in the middle rounds. He's 27 years old, so he's still in his 20s. He still has room for development based off of what he's done in this league. He hasn't really been given a full opportunity to have a grasp of a team and a system and learn in it and kind of improve in it. So he's still 27 years old, and he is a guy who could develop into a better quarterback. You look at what Geno Smith did in Seattle. In terms of his whole career, he was not a good quarterback. Once he goes to Seattle, though, he's able to improve in the system and is one of the better players in this league, and now the Raiders traded for him because of it. So you look at Sam Darnold, and he has the ability to do that, grow in this league as a 27-year-old, and someone who has a high upside. He was drafted in the first round for a reason, top 10 pick for a reason, so he has that upside. 27 years old, but he's also a guy who's a veteran in this league and has the capability of being a smart decision maker and leading a team into the playoffs and leading a team to a deep playoff run. So it did not work out for the Minnesota Vikings in terms of the playoffs, but that was really his first experience in the playoffs, and he's going to grow from that. That was his first experience there, and you could expect much better later down the line when he makes it again. So the Pittsburgh Steelers, if they do go this decision and this route, yes, they're going to have to pay him a lot of money. Are you going to be willing to pay Sam Darnold that money? But at the same time, you're saying Sam Darnold's name, like he's not going to do the same thing he just did last season. You have to only go based off the last season and what they're doing now, and you can't go based off what they did 5 years from now, because it's 5 years before, because it's way different. So Sam Darnold is a guy that can be a young guy and develop, but also a guy who is a veteran in this league. So that he's the middle ground on that route that I always been thought of the Steelers quarterback decision. So looking at this kind of report by Diana Rossini as well, going back to the Justin Fields thing. Justin Fields thing, the major thing on him was, are the Steelers going to give me the quarterback starting position? Do they trust in me? And will they not show distrust in me again and abandon me halfway through the season or the start of the season again and bench me like they did for Russell Wilson? That's been his whole thing, and his market right now, he will test free agency. And that leaves the Steelers opportunities to look at outside guys. If Justin Fields re-signed right away, this wouldn't be an option. But Justin Fields will test free agency, and the Jets are major players in the market for him. So he may be gone, and you have to think of different options. And the fallback option has always been, hey, Russell Wilson could always be returning. But Sam Darnold is a new idea that has been brought out here recently, and just within a few hours, and this is an interesting one. But the Steelers, per report, once again, will offer a contract to Sam Darnold in free agency. And that alone says it all. That alone says they are looking at other options other than just Justin Fields and Russell Wilson, which is obviously a good thing because they're not just set in stone at one thing, and they're looking at multiple ways to make their team better. This doesn't take away from the fact that they could go to the draft after getting a quarterback in free agency, but as of right now, they're looking at all options to improve this team in free agency, and it's starting at the quarterback position. And the major thing is, how are you going to sign free agents to a team if you don't have a quarterback? So they need to get a quarterback here signed shortly and of day 1 of free agency. They can't wait till day 7. They need to sign a quarterback right away so then they can attract different free agents to come to this team because they have settled on a quarterback and the leader of this team. The quarterback is the most important part of a team. And if you don't have a quarterback, you can't go looking at outside guys because the money is not going to be there and you need enough money to sign guys. So you have to get it settled day 1, and that's what they're looking to do on this move. But anyway, that's the report. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments below on this report by Diana Rossini. Do you want Sam Darnold to be the next quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers, or do you want them to go Justin Fields, Russell Wilson, or a different direction? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below on this move, potentially. Also, like I said at the beginning of the video, make sure you subscribe to this channel and turn notifications for everything Pittsburgh Steelers news, updates, highlights, analysis, reports, everything surrounding the Steelers in this free agency period. I'm covering it. You can stay tuned to this channel for everything. And until the next video tomorrow, which is hopefully the first signing of the tampering period of free agency for the Pittsburgh Steelers, I'll see you guys all later. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.